What up, y'all? Welcome back to the AlphaHour podcast. I'm your host, Alpha. Well, Laura isn't with us today. I do got one of my friends slash a good guest. Cam Creighton with us. Cam, what up?
What's up, man? Cam Creighton. I got my own podcast, Heat Control. First time back doing a podcast in a while, man, since I've been away. So I'm happy to be on here. Happy to chat with you.
Yeah, this is like a long time coming because me and Cam have talked about this since literally like last year. But where are you coming back from? Like, what do you mean by since came back?
Shoot, so we both started like the same time first. Like, we both started our podcast like the same time, like kind of fed off ideas off one another. And then I made a few videos, and then I left for 3 months to do some training for the job that I have now. So, like, I'm a federal police officer in the D.C. area. Can't really say where I work at, but that's just what I do now since I'm out of school.
Shit, how's those 3 months? Like, what was that training like?
Shoot, 3 months. It was hard. 3 months away, being away from home, being away from your family, your girl, all that is hard. But we did.
Cam's in like a fully, like he's married. It's not even a relationship at this point. They're like married.
Facts. So, like, 3 months, the whole time, it's nothing compared. Like, football helps you, but at the same time, it's way different because you're doing something different every day.
Yeah.
So, like, you're learning skills, how to fight. You're learning how to shoot, drive at a high speed, how to talk to people with mental health. Like, you're doing a broad variety of things to help you do your job well when you come back. So.
Yeah, out of all of those, what was, like, the hardest, like, what was the biggest challenge to you?
Biggest challenge? Bro, fighting the instructors. So, like, we learn, like, we learn, like, basic, like, jiu-jitsu. And so some of the instructors are black belts.
Oh, no. So you just like, got a free pass to whoop your ass.
So, like, you're just getting whooped by instructors for real. So, but, like, it's humbling because, like, there's always somebody badder than you. You always say that there's always somebody better than you. And that was, like, the first time I really was like, damn, folks can really fight. Yeah. Choke you out. Like, you have full gear on. Like, you're not going to get hurt. But it's just like, if this was real life, like, you need to know how to handle yourself if you have somebody with those type of skills.
Yeah. How have you continued, like, training since then? Like, obviously, you're not fighting a black belt every day now that you're, like, out of the academy. So how are you making sure, like, those skills are still...
So, like, just in my job, like, we do trainings constantly throughout the year, whether it be firearms or going to do more training classes with, like, hand-to-hand fighting, stuff like that. And just being on my craft, making sure I'm staying in shape, physically fit, running, lifting, all that stuff really helps because most of the time I'm going to be bigger than somebody.
Yeah. For those of you guys that don't know Cam, like, he's a pretty big dude. He's not one of those, like, small. Like, he's bigger than me, and I would say I'm a decent-sized human being. But, and all of that, has this training, like, sort of changed, like, how you see the world? Because, like, I feel like they put you in situations of, like, worst-case scenario. Me and you, like, sort of talked about this, like, a little bit at a party where you're, like, all right, now you're just, like, more aware of your surroundings. So how has that, like, changed you and, like, just being out a civilian?
Yeah, it definitely has changed, like, my perspective, just being out and about and just the way I carry myself. You know, you leave home, your parents always tell you, like, you're representing your household and yourself. Now I'm representing my job. Like, yeah. I'm representing people that are very high up in the world. And so, like, whatever I do is a reflection of them. And so, and then going on the other side of it, just like when you go into a place, now you're law enforcement, like, you got to be, where's the closest exit? Who's looking at you, eyeing you down? Who's watching you come home from work? You know, just like little stuff like that you have to be keen to because you never know, like, what could happen to you being law enforcement now because a lot of people don't like us.
Yeah, what made you, like, you sort of spoke about how, like, a lot of people don't like you. How did you sort of got into the, like, picking that's the career that you want? Especially coming from Georgetown, where half the campus is like, I'm going to investment banking and I'm going to consulting, and that's what it is. Right.
So growing up, like, my stepdad, like, he's like my hero. He's like my best friend. Like, we do everything together. Mm-hmm. He was in the military. He still works for the military. And so he was a police officer in the military. And so, like, the way he raised me and my older brother kind of rubbed off on us the way that we want to, like, handle every situations in the world and how we want to be a man in the world. Yeah. And so, like, and then my older brother, which is another part, like, a big part of my life, he played basketball, overseas basketball, and now he's a police officer in Dallas. Like, he's actually like a street cop. He's trying to come to the federal side, but he's a street cop right now. And so seeing my brother do it and be very good at it, I was like, damn, I can do this shit too.
How do
Like,
you know someone's a good cop? Like, what is like the parameters of like what is a good cop?
you have to have empathy. So I feel like empathy is a big one. So my brother, he's not the guy that's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna pull this person over walking out of the bar when I know they've probably been drinking. He's the type of person that walks up to you and be like, hey, like, call an Uber. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do this, like, because it's part of my job, but I'm trying to help you out. Call an Uber. Or he used to go, I think he still does, he goes plays with the local kids at the courthouse, so they're, like, familiar with the officers.
Yeah.
So they have, like, more of a respect, more of a relationship with them. So if they ever do need anything, you know, they can go to them. You know, there's some guys that, you know, they just want to be kicking doors in or, you know, screaming at people, want to use that power, but you have to know when to use it and when to be a person at the same time, so.
Yeah, that's like some stuff that I think is like low-key underrated. Because before, like growing up, I always thought the idea of like police, I think police members should actually know the communities that they serve, because then you get like a better understanding of like who are the people that you're serving, because you might have grew up in a totally different area, in a totally different neighborhood. So, like, you don't understand the way that people behave and the way people think in a certain path. So, how do you sort of make sure kids are, like, understanding your job? Even now, like, whether you're hanging out with your cousins or you're interacting with someone younger, especially coming from 2020, where, like, there was this huge perspective of, like, policing. It was just seen as, all right, there was, like, this narrative that most cops are bad and the police department is a bad thing.
Just for me is, I'm always going to be myself, no matter, like, if I have a badge or not now. I'm always going to be Cam Creighton. Like, I'm always going to be that guy that is helpful to younger guys, like, even with the football team, helping them get jobs on campus, helping them do whatever. The same thing with law enforcement. Like, when you see kids that are coming to the building, speak, hey, how are you doing? Like, just having that interpersonal relationship with them. So, like, it's not like, oh, this guy's a stone wall. Like, no, like, I'm a person just like you. I want to know where you're from, where you're coming from to visit our building. Like, how's your day going? Like, I just talk to people. And that's a lot of things that I feel like we're getting away from, is just having that connection with people and being able to speak to one another to have that relationship. So. Yeah.
I mean, and speaking and just building relationships, you're actually, I don't know if we had this conversation, but you're like a huge part of why I ended up coming here. I know this podcast might seem like this is just me talking with people that just ended up making me come here. But I truly believe, like, Georgetown, what makes it special is the people. That sounds like a cliche, and admission should probably pay me for that statement. But I remember my visit, like, we were talking, and you were like, yeah, I want to join Secret Service K-9 unit. And I was just like, wait, bro, what? Like, you want to do what?
Yeah, bro.
And then you're like, yeah, I want to do, like, Secret Service K-9 unit. And I was like, and that's sort of cool, because all the other places I was around, everyone was like the stereotypical jobs, but then it was like, here's someone that wants to do something different.
Right. So.
But like, why Secret Service K-9 unit?
So I love dogs, and like policing is something that's been in my family, and so we're very competitive. So I wanted to do it at the highest level. Yeah. So it's like my brother, he's a street cop, local PD in Dallas. Then my dad's military, and that's like federal. Federal is like the highest. It's federal too, but it's like military, and then federal law enforcement is like the highest you can go. And so that's like something I challenged myself to do coming out of high school. Is like, this is what I want to do. And I love dogs. Like, I have a big dog now. Like, he's huge. He's 9 months, 120 pounds.
He's that big?
He's getting big, man. He's getting big.
You think he's going to get bigger?
He's supposed to be like 160.
Bro, come on. That's too big.
He's going to be a big boy. But he's like well-mannered. Like, he loves people. He knows his commands.
You train him yourself?
Yeah, I train him myself. So it's like something I feel like I'm naturally gifted at. Yeah. Almost like sports. Just like playing football was always something I was naturally good at. But I played basketball too at a high level. But when it came to choosing, it was like, I love both, but football comes more natural. And same thing with the dog, like training dogs. It's very natural to me. You
ever watch like Dog Whisperer growing up?
I've watched it a few times, but
that used to be my favorite show. When I was a kid, I used to love Dog Whisperer. That, like, Pit Bulls and Parolees.
Pit Bulls and Parolees.
I used to love, like, dogs, but my parents never let me have a dog. That was, like, the one thing that I couldn't have as a kid.
Dog's like my best friend, bro.
Yeah, no, that's cool. All right, now that your whole collegiate career is, like, finished and all that is over with,
man,
like, what is your opinion on that? What is your takes on your career, everything that you did here?
Um, like looking back on my career, it's just crazy to think that, you know, it's all said and done. Um, Playing through COVID, like being off for 2 years for COVID, going into my junior and senior year was, you know, it took a major hit on my mental state and everything. And it was like I gotta be locked in. I feel like I had a good career. I also feel like I could have gave more. I definitely gave going into my junior, coming after COVID. I was training like a madman, like 2 years to train. I came back, had one of the best seasons out of a
What was your
receiver.
training schedule?
It was Monday through Sunday, like Sunday through Saturday. It was 7 days a week almost. Take rest days. Was on a strict regiment. It was had a trainer, going to the gym, going to the field. I cut out beef. I was only eating fish and chicken. Like
You cut out beef?
I cut out beef for three months, like 3.5 months.
Damn, that's crazy because whenever people like football, whenever I just think football, I just see everyone eating so much beef. Like, like everyone eats mad beef. I don't know why.
Quote that man. Quote that man.
Pause. We're
Quote
putting
that
a
man.
pause on that, but why did you cut out beef specifically?
So like the little bit of research I did and talking to my brother, beef has an impact on your recovery rate. So it makes your like blood, I think it's your blood thicker and like your vessels like more constrict, so you don't get the blood flow that you need to recover faster. So I cut that out, taking vitamins, only eating fish and chicken, and I felt amazing. So I just kept doing it, and I was running every day. I was running miles and miles every day, just trying to be as much cardio as I could get. So when I came back, it was like I never missed a beat for the 2 years that we were gone. So that was like a big thing. I was a second leading receiver in the conference in front of a dude from Holy Cross. Coming back my senior year, a lot of things had changed. I think it was
your senior year, as in my freshman year, or
my COVID year.
all right, so fifth year.
My 5th year.
So
like,
last year.
So last year, a lot of things had changed in the offense. That wasn't really particularly for me, but it was like I took it hard, not getting the same type of touches I was getting the year before, the same looks. But we had a dude that was here that was crazy. Like our slot JT was gross, so it was like his turn to shine. So it did take a mental toll on me, but it also helped me, prepare for life. Like being able to combat through those challenges and keep it rolling. Because same thing going down for 3 months. I'm by myself, alone, dealing with people yelling in my face, dealing with people, trying to choke me out, fight me, do whatever. And you're dealing with a lot of people.
What kept you going in those 3 months? I mean, by yourself, away from your family, every day is hard. Like, what was the one thing that kept you going?
I think the same thing that, got me into Georgetown, not only wanting to be the best for my family, but also to prove people wrong. Like a lot of people, when I came out of high school, were like, Georgetown, you're going to Georgetown, Texas? Like, you're too good of a receiver. Like, you're too good of a player to go to Georgetown, Texas. I was like, no, I'm going to Georgetown in Washington, D.C. And like a lot of people.
It's crazy how they say Georgetown's such a good school, but not a lot of people, like, outside of, like, the academia space. Or
don't understand.
Yeah, they don't know Georgetown. Like, I remember I was working my junior year going into my senior year, right? And I was like a cashier, so I would like talk to people all the time, like, hey, how you doing? Da, da, da. And they'll like ask me if I'm in college. I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, what colleges you looking at? And I'll like tell them the Ivies that were interested in me. I'll be like, Georgetown. And then they'll be like, is that a 2-year school?
Yeah,
like,
no, bro.
I was like, no.
It's like one of the smartest schools in the world. But people don't understand that. And then you have to explain them because a lot of people didn't know we had a football team. And so you have to be like, where AI went. And they'd be like, oh, Allen Iverson? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to a school like that.
Yeah.
And then, there's always people that want to be fans and be like, oh, he's not going to make it. He's not going to last here. That's a good academic school. I did it. I graduated. I walked the stage.
Yeah.
People thought it was funny that I wanted to be a federal law enforcement officer. I did it. So, like, when I'm down there, it's all the people that are chirping, but all the people that, have had my back the whole time. I'm like, I'm doing it for them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing this 3 months to go home and be like, I did it. Now what's next? So.
Yeah, to sort of piggyback on that point, this might be a like totally different question. How would you define like a man? Because today I was at the mosque. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm like Muslim, so I try to go to the mosque every Friday because Jummah is like, for in the Muslim community, like that's like our big prayer. Like for Christians, is going to church on Sundays. Like that's their thing. For Muslims, is praying on Fridays. And one of the messages that the Imam gave us, which is like essentially our priest, he was like talking about the idea of what it means to be a man. So I want to hear what's your take, and then I'll tell you like some of my takes. What it is.
Ooh, to be a man, I feel like a lot of people define it differently. And
Yeah, but to Camp Creighton, what does it mean of like being a man?
I thought I was a man while I was in college, but then I found out like once you're done with school and everything, you have bills. Being able to understand your faults, being able to understand
Yeah, that's a big one.
what you're not good at, you know, to confide your feelings, stuff like that, and be able to take care of other people, but also be able to take care of yourself. I feel like a lot of people that say they're men, when shit gets hard, they can't do it. Or when it's time to be like, I did that, or this is what's wrong that I need to fix, they can't do that. Gilly, man, I wish I could remember. Gilly says something about what it is to be a man.
I don't know who Gilly is.
He has his own podcast. It's Gilly and another dude. Oh, he said to be a man is to be a... So he's Muslim as well. And so he had to wash his son's body when his son passed away. And he was like, that's what it is to be a man. So like, I feel like different people defined it different ways to be able to sit there and do that for somebody that you lost.
Yeah, I mean, that's like something different. Like, I couldn't imagine.
Bro.
I think that's probably like one of the worst fears, even as a parent, is like the idea of having to say goodbye to your children way before you. Like, that's a pain I couldn't even imagine.
100%.
But today, from what I sort of got, was the message is like the idea of being a man is being someone who solves problems and not cause problems.
100%.
And that was like something that like really stuck with me because he was talking about he had a discussion with a bunch of people yesterday about like Andrew Tate and stuff, and he was like there was a bunch of people that like supported Andrew Tate and he asked them why, and they said because he's disciplined, right? It's like this idea of like he's disciplined and he could do hard stuff, but then like we got really into the conversation of it. And the one thing that I really took away is like the idea of being a man is just like learn how to solve problems.
Right.
If there's something wrong, like don't be scared to ask for help, but try to find a way and find a solution to it.
So I definitely agree with that. And like I coach, so like I'm working my job, and then last night I coached. I still coach with Flagstar. Like I help out when they need me and when I can.
What's Flagstar?
So Flagstar is like a youth organization that coach. It's like a flag football league.
Yeah.
An organization so younger kids that don't want to play tackle, they still have opportunity to play football. And so like we had like this skills training last night, and like kids were telling me, oh, I had school all day, I had this, that, I had that, the third. And like they're like, I can't run as hard as I want to, or this, that, and the third. And they were just making excuses. And so like something that I heard a few weeks ago from, I think, I saw it on Instagram or something, it was, stop making excuses, just make adjustments.
Yeah.
Because it's like, making excuses.
That sounds like some Coach Carl would say.
Yeah, man. Because excuses not going to do anything for you.
Yeah.
But you have to make an adjustment off of whatever's going on. Like, if you can't run really hard, make sure the top of your routes are crisp. If you're not catching the ball or getting to the ball, make an adjustment. Run a different route. Whatever it is, somebody's running by you because you can't get out of your break. Back up a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was just, like, especially with the older guys, it's like, don't make excuses. Just make an adjustment off of whatever's going on. And that's like, that's not just for football, that's for life. Like, if you can't do something, make an adjustment.
Yeah. Do you like coaching?
I love coaching youth kids because if they're not on the field, they're playing a video game and they don't really have anybody. Yeah, they have their parents, but a lot of these kids are very influential. And so.
Influential how?
They have nannies, bro.
Oh.
Like, these kids have nannies, and, like, their parents work on the hill, too. And so, like, their nannies drop them off at practice, and they kind of can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But now they have somebody that's kind of can help guide them to treat other kids the way they should be treated, have some respect, become a good leader. And that doesn't mean like yelling at your teammates, but that means, just telling them, hey, bro, I just need you to do this, or I need you to do this. Like being able to communicate, because they're not doing it really at home, because they're either on the game system or, they're getting driven around by their nanny or something, because their parents don't have time to do it. So I feel like I've been able to step into that role as a coach to kind of give some guidance to younger kids.
What is the most important lesson you teaching your kids?
Most important lesson I'm teaching my kids?
Yeah, like what is the one lesson you want your kids to like really get from you?
Respect is like a major thing for me, like talking to kids. Because like one of my rules every time I'm coaching a new kid or I get a new group is when I'm talking or when somebody else is talking in the group, you look them in their eyes and you listen. You don't speak. You just listen. Yeah. And then if you have something that you want to say off of it, wait till they're finished talking and then say it to them. Because adults get lost in that. They hear one thing and then they want to automatically switch and try to answer that question before somebody's finished talking. Yeah. Because you can't do anything without listening first. So that's like one thing.
That's a good one. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of. Mine was just going to be work hard. Everything else is work hard and find something that you love. Everything else is some way, somehow going to come to you. But respect is a huge one. And communication, too.
You got to be able to communicate.
I think that's probably the hardest thing. I think that's the one thing playing college sports has, like, really taught me. Is, like, the importance of just communicating. Whether it's, like, telling your coach, hey, coach, like, I'm busy with work this week. Like, install. I know there's a lot on the install. Might take me a few days to, like, really get in there, right? And so it's just, like, or if you're late, like, we have a 5-minute,
the 5-minute rule. Yeah. Get out.
Yeah, so, like, so all of our meetings, you got to come 5 minutes early, and if you're late and you're not wearing the wrong thing, you get kicked out. And it's just really learning, like, how to communicate that, like, yo, I don't think I'm about to be there on time. All right, cool. Did you text coach? Yeah, I told coach. It's like a stream. Low-key, a football team works like a military. And like the
schedule is crazy for a football team. And a lot of people don't understand that. Like, being in an athlete world and talking to other people that, aren't athletes, that are regular students, a lot of them don't understand, like, especially here, they feel like athletes they got a free ride to get in. No, our scores had to be damn near the same to get in.
Nah.
I don't know if they changed it, but when I came in, I still had to write like 3 essays.
Oh yeah.
We still got to do like some of the same stuff to get into school. But when we get in, we still have to go to class. We still have to, do the work. But we still have to be up at 5:30 in the morning to go to practice.
Yeah.
We still have to go to treatment. We still have to, come back later in the evening if we have another film session in the evening. Still got to get homework done. Still got to get work, because a lot of athletes here can't afford to eat in Georgetown if they don't want to eat in the dining hall.
Yeah.
So a lot of dudes got to have jobs. And then they're here all summer.
Yeah.
While you're out in Cape Cod, like.
Chill. I love Cape Cod. You can say whatever you want. I love Cape Cod. You think that sort of helped you set you up for the job that you have now? Like, compared to the other kid there was probably someone else in your unit who was just a regular student in college for 4 years, and now they got to go through all this physical stuff.
I think football definitely helps. Being an athlete in general, like, I work with people that are athletes, that played on the collegiate level, that played in high school, or like whatever it is. Yeah, it helps getting through like training and stuff, being an athlete. But I think the biggest thing that helps with is going through adversity.
Yeah.
And like not being afraid to fail, because even if you fail, you're gonna be able to bounce back. Like, we had a guy in our class. He was 20 years old, never played a sport, wasn't an athlete, didn't go to college, or he had like community college or something, but he had connects, so he got in. But when it comes, he's never failed before. Like, football, you fail all the time. Yeah. You might not catch a pass. You might get beat on a deep route. You might get thumped. You might pause. Like, something might happen to you that you got to pick yourself up and go at that person again. Like, you can't run in sports from nobody. And so, like, I saw the difference between the people in our class that played sports and the people that didn't. They were the ones that were, like, every test were struggling. When we went to, to control tactics where we're like fighting and stuff or like learning stuff, they struggle with that because they're like, I don't want to fail, because they never done it before. But the athletes are like, I might mess it up the first time, but I'm gonna do it again do it better the next time. And I feel like that's the difference that sports in general helps you is fighting through adversity and being able to bounce back quicker than somebody that wasn't.
How has having your relationships with your college friends been since?
Man.
Like, now that you guys are just doing, like, now you guys are, like, dead-ass, like, grown people. Grown folks with real responsibilities.
So homecoming was last weekend.
Yeah.
That's the first time
How did it feel watching that game?
Man, that game was lit.
Yeah, no, that
The game was crazy. 15.
Yeah.
FCS knocked off. 15 who? I got to see Justin Fontenot. He lives in Houston, back in Houston, doing well.
Justin was our like honorary 35, which is a huge number for our program.
Jonathan Sadler, Quincy, like all these guys are all over the country basically, and so getting to see those guys and see that they're thriving is like makes me like super happy and excited. And then the guys that are still playing, seeing them play and them thrive, do better than we did, makes me happy. It's not like some people want to hate and be like, oh, they're not playing the same. No, bro, like they're finishing what we started when we came in, what we said we wanted to do. We tried to lay the best foundation we could, and now they're building off of that, and they're winning games. Like 4 or 5 years ago.
How many games you won in your career here?
Well, we went 5 and 6 my freshman year, freshman and sophomore year, and then it was
both years 5 and 6.
I think so, yeah. And it was like deuce from there on, and so it was like struggle, bro. And it was like you got to come to work every day. Like coming back from COVID, I don't know. I was probably the most hurt I ever was when we played Columbia up in Columbia the year after coming back from COVID. So my senior year, put up 150 and still lose.
Damn.
And it's like, what else can I do?
Yeah.
And guys, like you're just hurt.
Nah, football's humbling that way. Like
Bro.
Basketball, like you could have a 30-point game and like carry your team the whole way, but football, you could unless you're a quarterback or maybe a D end. You
can't really control it. Yeah.
That's why you got to rely on your teammates. And that's why football players are, like, so close compared to a lot of other teams. Because you really know, like, all right, I might do my job, but I need to make sure my brother do his job, too.
Exactly. They say it takes 11 people to do the right thing one time, every single time. Because you see, like, take Naeem, for example. Yeah. 11 people did their job that one time, in that one moment, and he scores a 60-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Because everybody did their job. All 11 did their job. And so that's what it takes to win games. And, like, y'all are putting it together. And so that's, like, super happy to see because you saw last year shit was, very fragmented throughout the entire season.
Yeah. Nah, that game was fun. Them last few minutes, though, that was, like...
Felt like a college game.
That was, like, some nerve-wracking... Bro, when we got the ball back, once we got the ball back, I knew we were about to score. I didn't know how, but, like, that was just a nerve-wracking game.
Everybody locked in, and you guys got people hurt, and, like, everybody still, they're like, we doing it for everybody. Yeah. We doing it for, as a collective, as Georgetown football.
Yeah.
Not as just a running back, not just a receiver, not just a quarterback or a corner, whatever it is. It seems like, from the outside looking in, it seems like that it's a team now, a cohesive group, instead of it being, I'm going to get mine.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that anymore. That's from the outside looking in. And then just being around you guys when I come to the games, I stand on the sidelines while you guys warm up, watch everybody. Everybody's got a handshake now. Everybody's dancing.
How do you feel about that in sports? Like,
man,
all the extra.
I like the extra. Like Deion said, if we're up by 21, I'll take the 15. He said, if we're up by 21, I'll take the 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, this is a sport that we love. And being in college football, as you know, it turns into a business. And sometimes you lose the love of the sport.
Yeah.
But being able to, do a handshake keeps that fire in you the whole time, where it doesn't feel like you're just punching the ticket every time, clocking in, clocking out. You're having a good time with it.
Yeah, what was your favorite memory when you were here?
Favorite memory?
Yeah, like best memory. Like you will always remember it. Like you about to die, life flashing before you. What is that memory that's popping up here?
Man. I feel like there's so many good memories, but I think one where, you know, that was, oh man, that was just crazy was what was that, my sophomore year. We're rotating in and out. And this isn't even about me, it's one of my buddies, Jackson Saffold, old running back, he graduated.
Yeah, I don't know him.
He graduated before you got here.
Uh-huh.
We're playing Lehigh at home, and back and forth game, kind of similar to the Fordham game, come down. He tears his ACL in the game and still goes like 3 more plays, scores. We beat Lehigh. And then all you see is JT running down the field doing backflips. And it was just like a surreal moment for everybody because it was like, we just did that. Like, we put a game-winning drive together, and we did it as a unit, and that was like a really big moment for me, like, because that was like the first time in college that I had seen something of like that magnitude.
Yeah.
To beat the Horn, like the game winner in football. So I think that was like a really special moment for me.
Them story tales. Nah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Torn ACL is crazy.
Had a torn ACL.
He got that dog in him. He got it.
Bro, Jackson, he ran like 3 or 4 plays on a torn ACL to punch it in, power.
That's insane. What type of hobbies you into now? To pivot away from like, what was your past hobby? What's the new hobby?
So, we have a gym in our building. So like, I still play basketball. I train the dog, and
What tricks can he do?
he knows like sit. He knows like, he's a big dog. He knows how to shake hands. He knows we have a bell on the door, so if he needs to go to the bathroom, he rings the bell.
That's so fire.
So he rings the bell when he needs to go either use the restroom, like when we're home, like he'll ring it. If we're not, he'll just hold it. He knows how to shake people's hand. He knows how to sit, wait. He knows how to stay. Like, he knows how to. Right now, we're teaching him how to speak. So if I want him to like speak I'll be like, Kronk, speak, and he's getting used to like barking when I say speak. So like, we're teaching him that right now. But a hobby that I'm like slowly working into, like, I'm from Texas. I'm from Texas. So guns are.
So hunting?
I used to hunt. Fishing is
What's
big.
your favorite thing that you hunt for?
Like, the best memory I have hunting is like my dad. So like raccoons and possums and stuff, like they're nuisances.
Yeah.
We would trap them, and like that's how he taught me how to shoot. Like, we had a big bunch of land, so he would let them go, and I would chase them through the woods with a shotgun. Just like.
What was your accuracy?
I'm a sharpshooter.
I heard a lot of people say that.
I'm a sharpshooter. I got receipts. How much?
You got it.
I'm a sharpshooter, and that's like something I want to get into is like competition shooting, so there's like different classes for it. There's like defensive shooting, where like you have to shoot a target. It's like somebody's getting held hostage, and you like do a course, and you have to hit all the bad guys without hitting the person you're trying to save. And then there's like regular shooting courses where you're trying to do it for time.
How you got into that?
Man, it's pretty easy.
Is that big up here?
In the area, like further in Virginia, because DC you can't have guns unless you're a police officer.
Yeah.
But it's big, like in Virginia, and it's big around the entire like United States. And it's something like you can just come together, like anybody can do. You don't have to be really good at it. It's just something, to pass the time.
Being from Texas and now being a law enforcement officer, has your opinion on like guns and the right to own them changed over time, or has it been the same?
I feel like it's not my place to even like really speak on it, because I get to carry a gun everywhere I go. Yeah. I have the training to do it though, so like if I had to protect people, like that's my duty.
So you think a training aspect is important?
I definitely believe a training aspect is important, like for people to know the knowledge and the nomenclature of a firearm. But I feel like people do have the right, to defend themselves.
Yeah.
To protect themselves, because you see how the world is. The world is a crazy place.
Yeah, there'll be some crazy stuff happening. I only asked this because me, John, and Trevor, and the rest of them boys that are from down south, you guys obviously have a different attitude towards guns, and they talked about how like them growing up, like seeing a gun is just like a very normal thing. Like going to a grocery store
Right.
and they'll just see someone with a gun and like they'll think none of it. But being from New York, if I saw someone at the grocery store with their gun things and I don't see a bag, I'd be like, "Yup, time to go.
Got a blast.
I'll see y'all later." So it's like it's just a different attitude of it. But at the same time, I think it's just a very hard thing to like police and figure out at this point. But I don't know. The Second Amendment is like cool in the part of like obviously it gives you the right to bear arms, but it's more of there's also that second part where it's like the citizens do have the right to form a militia if needed.
Yeah.
So it's like
and we already got some of them, so.
Yeah, it's like a slippery slope.
Yeah. I think just like in the South, it's, to me, like just living down there, it's like a way of life. Because like hunting is big across the entire South. So everybody.
You been hog hunting?
I haven't. Me and my dad are trying to go. But hog hunting is like crazy in Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah, I watched like some YouTube series because there's like too many hogs in Texas. So like these people would have like these huge farms and people would just go hog hunting.
It like destroys their crops.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So like guns they can be used for good and they can use to, sport shoot and, for recreation. But I also feel like
the dark side.
There's a dark side of it that, needs to find a way how to, better control that.
Yeah.
The way things are happening.
So besides just shooting shit, what's your other hobbies?
My other hobbies? I like being in the woods, man. So.
Like camping?
Not that country. So like ATV riding, trail riding, stuff like that.
That's smooth.
So like
You do all that stuff like in DC or?
That's when I used to live in the South. That me and my dad would do it all the time. So like when we were hunting or something, or we would come home, we hop on the ATVs and rip through the property, and our neighbor's property because he like made trails for us and we would just ride through it. And that's like something like super like relieving and like you're going fast and you just forget everything that's going on. It's like a euphoric feeling really. So.
This is like you being a kid again. One thing I want to do is go skiing. That's like on my list.
I want to learn how to ski or snowboard.
I feel like ski. That's what I was just about to say. Have you heard of like ski shooting?
Ski shooting, yeah. You throw up the clay disc.
Yeah, see, that would be some cool.
That seems fun. Yeah.
That seems like some.
That's a sport too.
Nah, that's too. I don't know if I could do all that.
That's a sport too. I seen a guy the other day. He threw up the clays, shot the clays, unloaded the gun, so the buckshot flew up in the air, the bullet that's in there. Then he shot that, and then he did it again. I was like, this dude's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Some of the talents that like people have. You have any secret talents?
Secret talents? An athlete.
Don't count. That's not a secret.
Secret talent? Okay, I'm good with my hands, so like, I used to know how I can knit really well. Yeah, I know how to knit and stuff.
You ever knit anything?
I used to do it with my mom.
That's
like
so fire.
when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I'd be like, let me try, and I would do it, and she'd be like, dang, you're like almost done with what I was trying to do, like stuff like that.
My friend's grandma told me she was gonna teach me how to knit, so I gotta drive 3 hours to go knit with her. I told her I was gonna go, and I'm gonna go.
Learn how to knit, man. You make your own clothes.
Yeah, no, that's up there. Let's see. What's one thing I'm trying to learn this year? What you trying to learn?
Something I'm trying to learn this year?
Yeah, like I want to learn how to play the guitar. That's always been like, for some reason, that's just always been up there. Speaking of music, what music you listening to now?
Right. What do you think I'm listening to right now? What just came out?
The Drake album?
The Drake album.
Is it good?
The songs I've listened to is good. I feel like he has a little thing.
I heard two songs this morning and I was disappointed.
What songs did you listen to?
Like the first 3 songs.
I like the song. I like the album so far.
What type of vibe is it?
It has like a different vibe to, because he's got his son on one song. He's got J. Cole on a song. He's got Yeet on a song. The dude that be screaming.
Yeah, nah.
So like there's different like vibe songs on there. I haven't listened to too many, but I like it. But
You know whose music I never got into?
Don't say Rod Wave. Oh, I was gonna say
Rod Wave too. For a second, I was good off of him. His last album was good though.
the one he just dropped.
Yeah, it was good. I've listened
Hey.
to that album multiple times.
He snaps.
Yeah, but the thing is, he just be talking about a lot of the same things. Like, come on, bro. Like,
But did you hear the mental health professional say that he's saying stuff that a lot of men can't say? Like, he's expressing himself, his emotions, his feelings.
so you think? I feel like music is a form of therapy for a lot of people.
I think it definitely is for, like, somebody like Rod. Like, I feel like it's his way, you know, to express himself. Because he seems like a dude that don't really talk, for real.
Yeah.
Like, when you see videos of him, like, people
He
say,
just look awkward.
yeah, like, he's not.
You just talking about a video of him. I just remembered the video of him falling. Yo, you guys need to look for the video of Rod Wave falling. That was a funny one. Yeah, nah, it's crazy how though like society allows men especially to like say all these vulnerable stuff only in music. Like you know,
Right, yeah.
Like I remember like even growing up, like people lock in differently whenever you would hear like a rapper, an artist like rapping about some real stuff that they experiencing. G Herbo, like him talking about the PTSD he faced from losing all his friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if someone was just talking about that out in the blue, like talking to their friends, like people are gonna be like, "Nah, you soft," but it's acceptable with music.
And music, yeah. I feel like the way our world, like, is, it's hard for people to, you know, there's a stigmatism that men are supposed to be hard. Men are supposed to be a certain way. Providers, they're supposed to give.
Yeah,
And people are just taking. But it's, a lot of men don't get that in return, the stuff they need in return. And I feel like, just like, speak on my relationship, like, with Kelsey, I think she's somebody that, you know, pulls it out of me and has helped me, like, throughout our 2 years being together. You know, she asked me what's wrong, and she'd be like, no, like, I know something's wrong. And it's like, and it's helped me, like, you know, use my words to express, like, how I'm feeling.
yeah,
Or, like, just, even if it's just, I haven't eaten all day, like, I'm irritated. Like, just little stuff like that I've gotten better at just being with her, because she's like, she demands that out of me because she wants me to have a good mental health, be in a good mental state all the time.
yeah.
So,
Kelsey's cool. The other day was her birthday and she just turned 21. I was like, damn, I'm low key old. Cause I turned 21 in a few months, and it's just.
oh, heck.
Yeah, no, we're fine. No, it feels weird. I'm at that point where like, I know people still in high school, but then I also know people that are like, my cousin like got married like recently, right? So now I'm on that weird age where it's like some of my friends still have to ask their parents to go outside, and some of my other friends are talking about becoming parents.
Shit start getting real. Like, you get to that point, like, in college, where it's like, I'm a year or two away to, you know, being on my own, you know, having to figure shit out by yourself. Like, when I came back from training, the first thing, you know, I did when I came home was my mom got taken off my bank account, you know, so it's like, there ain't no more help from mom and dad.
Yeah.
Went to the Verizon store, got my own phone. Ain't no more mom and dad paying for the phone. Like, so I'm doing everything on my own now. Like, if I needed help, yeah, my parents will help me. But it's also part of growing up. Like, they've done so much for me so far.
Yeah.
The best thing I can do was, you know, get my school paid for, you know, and then now I'm in the real world is, you know, cut the umbilical cord, because now when they need something, when they get older, I want to be able to do it for them.
How's your relationship with your parents? I mean, it sounds like it's a good one, but like, you know, whenever you reach that point, I was home this summer and I finally got to that point in that conversation where like now whenever I talk to my parents, I don't even feel like they're like my parents. It feels like they're like just my friends or like a mentor type thing. So how's your relationship with your parents?
So I think growing up, like, me and my brother, we both had things were very strict for us because we're both playing basketball. My brother played football and basketball, but we're playing a bunch of sports.
Yeah.
And so we were on a strict schedule growing up, and it was like, we're going to keep y'all on y'all's P's and Q's ourselves and not even give you the chance to, you know, do it, fuck up anything.
Yeah.
Because we know y'all have big things in store for you. And so 10 o'clock was curfew in high school till junior year when I started getting offers.
For real?
Yes.
That's crazy.
So when I started getting offers, that's when, you know, they started letting up a little bit. It's like, okay, you can stay out midnight, da da da. Senior year was like, let me know when you're coming home.
Yeah.
College, the reins got released when I got to college, but it was always, make sure you're doing the right thing because you're representing the family. And so, like, our relationship went from, parent-child to parent-young adult, parent to adult or college student, and now I call my dad and it's like, what's up, fool? Like, you doing all right? He's like, shit, man, just, chasing that dollar, And so my stepdad, he's my best friend, bro. Like, so we have a really good relationship. And then same thing with my mom. Like, I call my mom, I try to call her as much as I can when I'm not busy and just be like, how was your day at work? Like,
yeah, my mom pressed me yesterday. I haven't called. I didn't call her for like a week and a half.
Oh, no, you tripping.
Yeah, no, she sends me a text and she's like, hey, I haven't heard from you from a while. How you doing? I was like, oh, shoot, Mom, I keep forgetting to call you. And I'll be like, damn.
Yeah, so, like, I try to check in with them every day if I can, even if it's for 10 minutes,
For real, every day?
Just, hey, how was work? Like, if it's not every day, it's at least 3 or 4 times a week. And it's just a check-in of, are y'all good? Y'all need anything? Like, how's work going? Like, are you stressed out about anything? You can talk to me about it. Let me be somebody to vent to. Like, you let me vent to you when I was going through college, when I was going through my trials and stuff like that. And so I guess that's like kind of my way of like trying to pay it back to them a little bit at a time, because they don't have nobody else at home. It's just them.
That's how my parents about to be. They're about to be so sad. But
empty nesters, man.
Yeah, no, it's coming. They got my youngest sister's she's a senior. And it's about to be. My parents are already feeling it though. But now they'd be randomly calling us all, like,
trying to
my
check
mom
on
be
you.
fiending to FaceTime us. She'd be like, can you guys FaceTime me? I'm like, Mom, put your phone down. Go to sleep or something.
My mom be up late trying to FaceTime. I'm like, I'm trying to go to bed. She'd be like, oh, okay, good night.
Yeah, no, that's... shout out to Mama. I'm a mama's boy, too. I ain't gonna lie.
I be rocking with my dad. So, like, every time my dad says, hey, you want to go somewhere? I'm like, yeah, like, where we going?
Yeah.
Like, he used to drive trucks, like, across the country and stuff. And, like, if we had a holiday or something when I was in, like, high school or middle school, I would hop in the truck with him. I'm like, where we going? He like, we're going to Alabama. All right, cool, Georgia. I'll ride with you.
What's the distance y'all went?
That I went, I think the first I went, because I got to be at school. So it usually just, like, 2-day trips there and back. We went to Atlanta, picked up something, saw my cousin, drove. I helped him drive. This was in high school. I helped him drive back.
You drove an 18-wheeler back?
This one he had his dually, so I drove that back. I've driven his 18-wheeler before.
18-wheeler is crazy. You can't even
Bro,
see
it's
that.
like, bro, it's got so many switches.
Whenever I drive in the highway, if I see an 18-wheeler, shoot, we out.
You
gotta get away from
some of them dudes, they be up all times of night.
No, no, that stuff is like, truckers, people that work those sort of jobs have like a level of respect for.
They make the country run because they carrying everything you need. That toilet paper you need on that truck.
Literally.
That soap you need on that truck.
Everything.
So,
shippers, like people that work those type of jobs have like a respect.
Like Amazon, next day shipping, somebody is moving in the warehouse to get you your stuff.
That's the thing I be forgetting about. It's like, damn, there's so many other moving parts to this. That's like the cool thing about like society, especially American societies. Like there's just so much that's just interconnected, but you don't even think about none of that stuff.
That shit just don't pop up on your front porch. But one thing, you gonna see. I don't know if your parents like to travel or not. Like my parents like to travel, and so they just go to random places. So like in December, they're going to, I think, Jamaica, and they're like, yeah, we're going to Jamaica in December. I was like, no invite, nothing. They're like, nah, we're going to Dolo.
No, that's how it was. My mom was telling me about a vacation her and my dad were about to take. I was like, hold on, Mom, I won't be home then. Like normally, normally they ask for my input or when I'm free so that they can plan it with me, right?
Nah.
And she's like, yeah, no, this isn't for you. And I'm like, all right, bro.
That's how it is now.
That's the least you could get for raising me for all them years.
I'm trying to go out of the country. I'm trying to go on a good trip.
Yeah, what's your goals for this next year?
Goals for this next year, you know, continue to work my way up in my job, and then like just for me personally is I'm trying to make over 6 figures this year for me personally, and be able to take Kelsey on a trip out of the country. That's like
where are you thinking? You don't want to say?
I don't really.
I don't want you to ruin the surprise.
See, it don't matter for real. She wants to go somewhere where a beach is. I'm big on. I've always wanted to go to Fiji. Fiji's like my dream place. I don't know why, but I've always wanted to go to Fiji.
Bro, what about Fiji?
I don't know. I've always seen pictures of Fiji, and I was like, damn, this place is legit.
So you're trying to go to Fiji this year?
Maybe, but I'm trying to go somewhere. So I got the idea from some guys at my job. So they take a trip once a year, and they go for a week.
Mm-hmm.
So like some of my buddies at work, they went to Iceland for a week.
I heard Iceland.
So it's like springtime there when they went, and he was like, it's amazing. And they go like different places every year. They got kids and all, like, but they go once a year.
No, I think that's how I'm about to be with my friends. Like, I gotta take a trip once a year, do some cool stuff.
Anywhere she wants to go, like, I'm cool. Like, I just want to go. I want to be able to take her somewhere, you know, on a vacation out of the country.
Yeah.
And like that'd be like our tradition for like our family, like going along, is every year we're gonna go somewhere that's not in the United States.
Damn. You think you're gonna marry her?
100%.
Damn, that's so crazy to think about. Like,
why would I not?
Nah, no, I feel like that's how you should think if you're dating someone, right? Like, what's the point? Especially at this age, is like, all right, we're too old for all this like extra shit. Like, if
way too old for the extra bullshit.
No, like this ain't going nowhere. Like, stop wasting like our time. But like, just the concept of, all right, this is the person that you really might spend the rest of your human life with.
I think.
When did you know she was like the one?
The moment.
It don't have to be like a moment, but it was like certain things that you just seen.
The whole time I've been with Kelsey, it's just been, one, she's been my best friend the whole time. Like, when we started talking, it wasn't even, neither one of us were looking for a relationship.
Yeah.
But it ended up being like, we were each other's missing piece that we needed. And then throughout our entire relationship, it's been somebody that also, best friend, but also somebody that challenges each other, you know, to be their best self. And you don't see that in a lot of relationships, where they're also always, you know, pushing you to be better, but in a positive way. Like, we have conversations all the time, like, hey, what can I do to be better for you? And what can I do to be better for myself?
That's real.
And so we challenge each other that way. I'm like, hey, like, you got to do this, is this. Or she'd be like, hey, you're not doing this, that, and the third. Yeah. And it's something that is like, you might not even see because you're blind to it.
Yeah.
But her as my partner, she's watching my back. Like, she's got my back. And so that's like something I fell in love with her for. And that's something that has continued to grow in our relationship. And so, yeah, ride or die, man.
Yeah, that's real.
She takes care of me, bro. Like, even like little things, like when I come back, she's like, how was work? Like, it was good, I'm tired. She's like, I have food already there for me. We're like, what do you want to eat? I'll go get it. I'm like, you know, I'll get it. Like, whatever it may be. Like, she takes care of the kids, so.
Yeah, no, that's healthy. Man, I'm proud. It sounds like you're doing well. My son is all grown up.
He said my son is all grown up.
Nah, it's nice and it's like refreshing to see like people just doing cool shit. There's no other way. Like, just seeing cool shit and like people just living their lives. Yeah. And like,
she has like a crazy drive, bro. Like, she has like a drive like me, and so like when she wants to do something, like, she's gonna do it. And like, she's an athlete too, so you might understand. Like, I don't know if you've ever dated somebody that's not an athlete. Nah. They don't get the whole athletic sphere. Like, I'm busy, I can't talk to you all day.
Yeah.
I can't text you 24/7, and it's, hey, like, I'm in the gym. All right, cool. Like, I'm at work. She's like, text me when you get on break. Like, I'll be done in 45 minutes. Like, the communication shit like that is just, like, been major. Like, you're traveling.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, her and Grace Ann, Sherman's girlfriend, they used to make us baskets, like, almost before every game. Like, they would make us, like, little things and, like, have for us to go on away trips. Like, just, like, cool shit like
Nah,
that.
that's soft as hell.
Like, it's kind of lit, bro.
Everyone just sitting there on the bus and y'all over here with y'all little goodie bags.
They made us blankets. Like, they made us blankets, I think, for homecoming last year. They had, like, snacks for us to take.
Damn.
Like, just, taking care of us.
Nah, that's nice. What's your favorite day at Georgetown? You got homecoming, St. Patrick's Day, and Georgetown Day.
You don't even... Favorite day?
Yeah.
In Georgetown?
Yeah.
There's only one. There's only one.
Yeah.
Georgetown Day. Yes, bro. Georgetown Day is it.
Nah,
and you know why?
Yeah.
Were you?
Bro, it was raining. It was raining, but all I gotta say is I was out by 2.
You were at the Brown House, right?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
out by 2.
Cam throw down.
Yeah, I got it.
Man, Georgetown Day was crazy.
Yeah, all right. It's been about an hour. I don't even know how long it's been. It's just been a good conversation for me.
Bro.
I was about to check my phone, but I was like, bro, I'm just like locked into this. Like, I'm present in this conversation for real. You got any last any questions, topics that you trying to bring up?
Bro, I'm cool with whatever. Like,
What's itching on the back of your head?
Itching on the back of my head. What's next for you?
I don't know.
What's next for Alpha Berry?
I don't know. I don't know what's next. It's just right now I'm really just trying stuff. Like right now my thing is fail as fast as possible. Cause it's crazy. Every time I told one of my good friends this, every time I fail some crazy like some else crazy happens. Like it's like I don't even see it happening, but it just happens. So right now it's just really trying as much stuff. Trying to really build good relationships though. Like with people and like get to a point where it's not transactional. Where like even if I do want something out of it and like I end up getting something out of it, that isn't the sole reason that I'm friends and I'm interacting with people. So trying to have as many genuine relationships and just try to be happy, I guess.
You gotta make sure you're happy, bro.
Yeah. I mean that's like right now, obviously like we're full disclosure, we're recording on Friday, October 6th. The rest of the team is traveling, right? So the rest of the team is at Penn. I hope they do what they got to do tomorrow. Obviously, by the time we post this episode, like that's gonna be out. But that just puts everything into perspective. Like, yeah, I got more time and like here, like that sucks, but those are still like my boys and like my guys, and I still support them. So I guess it's just gonna be interesting to see what happens in the next 6 months and what's up. I think it's gonna be some cool though. I think there's gonna be some cool stuff on the way.
You got to. I'm gonna get you when you're ready to switch over and add video. Let me know. I'm gonna help you get right.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna
help you get right.
I don't know. I guess it's up to the viewers to decide if they want to see video. So I'm gonna let you guys decide.
Your ugly mug.
You guys are gonna let us. I don't really care. I'm on my face, bro. It don't matter. Y'all can see my expressions. I was told I was monotone, so it probably will help people to finally like see like what I have. But low key, it's also cool to be the identity like behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one really knows what you look like until like, they really search it up. But yeah, I appreciate Cam. I appreciate you being here. Love you.
Love you too, bro.
That's just like important to say. That's one thing that I'm trying to say more now. Is just tell like my guy friends that I just love them. Like I love you. Like. So I love you. I love everything that you have done for me so far, that you do for our program and the guys around. And I appreciate you. Obviously, I don't think this is going to be the last time that you're going to be on this. But until the next time, we appreciate you guys listening. Hopefully the next episode is going to have Laura or some other guest. We'll see. That'll be up to the future, I guess. And in the comments, we'd appreciate if we get some of your feedback and you guys can vote. Let us know if you guys want video. So until the next time, I'm out. Cam, any last words?
Man, look up Heat Control, man. Subscribe, man.
Subscribe to Heat Control whenever y'all get the chance. All right, I hope y'all enjoy your weekends and have a good one. Peace.